So like she mentioned, I'm a student at the University of Hawaii in the Bachelor's of Social Work program, and we were given an opportunity this semester and also for the next year and a half to do an internship with an organization. So as meeting with my advisor and talking about life experiences, populations I want to work with, maybe some organizations out in the community that kind of caught my attention and that I really wanted to get back to. And as I'm speaking with her and as I'm sitting there, she's nodding her head, she's saying, yes, yes, okay. And I'm wondering the whole time, I'm like, what's going through her mind? What is she thinking? Where is she gonna put me? Is she gonna recommend somewhere that I'm gonna feel like super challenged? Is she gonna put me somewhere that I actually wanna go? Is she gonna give me the options that I want? And lo and behold, after my story, she emails me and she says, I have the perfect opportunity for you. And so she says, have you ever thought about maybe being at the American Red Cross? And I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And so she goes, go ahead, set up a meeting, go and speak with them. And she was like a little genius, kind of planning in her head. And I didn't realize why she had recommended the American Red Cross until I had actually got here. I met with Maria from Disaster Services, and she told me the kind of work that I would be doing, what kind of populations I would be working with, how hands-on it would be, and how many people I would be meeting. Lo and behold, here I am meeting all of you. But anyway, so I have an interesting story to share with you. This happened in the winter of 2004, so a little whiles back, and basically it's a success story. So it'll show you a full circle of what it is to receive services, what kind of services, and how I'm giving back to the organization, and how you are all helping to make this organization such an amazing outlet for so many resources. And so in 2004, my family and I experienced a tragedy. So it was one Friday night, and it was around 8 o'clock, and I remember I was feeling very, very sick this night. I had a stuffy nose, kept complaining to my brothers the whole night, gosh, I hope I'm not getting sick. And it was my two brothers, myself, and my brother's girlfriend, and we were home, and me and my brother were watching TV in the living room, and we were just kind of hanging out. And my brother looks over at me, he goes, do you smell that? And I said to him, I can't smell, my nose is so stuffy. I just told you I'm sick. And he's like, no, something's not right. So we immediately get up and we start running to the kitchen and we start checking the stove. We're like looking around like, what's going on? And my brother's saying, something's burning, I can smell it. And we're running around the house frantic, freaking out, looking outside, like whose house is on fire? Like what's going on? Lo and behold, we go into the hallway, and all I see is the bathroom door lined with a bright orange. And my brother and I look at each other, and automatically you think, oh my gosh, what's going in there? What's going on in there? So open the door. That was not the best decision. So my brother opens the door, and I'm standing behind him, like all scared, what's going on? And we see half of the bathroom on fire. And so my brother goes screaming, saying, oh my gosh, tell so-and-so, my other brother in the room, tell them we need to get out of here, so on and so forth. So I go running through the hallway, I'm screaming, I'm like, there's a fire, we need to get out, we're freaking out. And I was listening earlier how you were saying there's 2 minutes to get out of the home. We were not out of the home in 2 minutes. We were in that house for about 10 minutes while it was burning. And when that was happening, I was screaming at my brother for help. I was screaming at my brother's girlfriend who happened to be pregnant at the time. And it was the scariest feeling on earth, not knowing what do you do? Who do you call first? Are you getting out of the house? Everybody needs to get out. Who's gonna get out first? Can we stop this? And then I'm like, we're not Superman, so I don't know if we can stop this. But my brothers are freaking out. One's outside trying to get a water hose. The other is like running around the house, like we need to get our pets out, we need puppies. And I'm yelling at my brother's girlfriend to get on her knees and crawl out of the home. She's freaking out because she's pregnant, and so many emotions. So we all get out safely, thank the Lord. And basically by the time we were getting out of the house, the fire had already spread to the hallway, started going to the kitchen, started going to the rooms. And so there was fire above us basically, and we're crawling. I'm trying to get my puppies out of their cage. I'm kind of freaking out. I'm shaking. We all get out. The ambulance shows up. They're the first one to arrive. I was like, where are the firefighters? Please, somebody save me. The ambulance is the first to show up, and they immediately take my sister-in-law, who was pregnant, because they were worried that the baby would have had damage to the lungs because of the smoke and how long we were in the home. And no damage to the lungs. This is a success story, you guys. And my brother ends up going to the hospital with her. My other brother, who's in the home, I have no idea where he disappears to. I think he kind of panicked, and he ran to a friend's house to try to contact my mother, who happened to be at a Christmas party and left her cell phone at home that night. So the whole time this is happening, she has no idea it's happening. I'm left there waiting outside the home for all the servicemen in the community to come, the firefighters, police officers, the neighbors are coming out. My neighbors are asking me tons of questions. The reporters are showing up one by one. They're trying to interview me, and I am so distraught. I don't want to speak to anyone. I don't know what to do at this age. I was probably around like 13, 14, and I'm freaking out because everyone who was in the house with me is gone. So I'm standing there. And as I'm standing there, I remember a member from the Red Cross coming up to me and asking me, hey, who are you here with? Where are your parents? Talking to me. And I remember telling that Red Cross person too, I don't want to talk. I'm waiting for my mom to get here. I don't want to talk to anyone. And I was so freaked out. But at that time, I was just like, don't talk to me. So then my mother gets home around 10 o'clock. The Red Cross person is still here, and they're standing there with me the whole time. And I'm just like, oh my God, like crying, distraught. My mom gets there, and she ends up speaking with this Red Cross person, and they're talking for a while. Ends up, the Red Cross individual who was helping us, I wish so bad I remember who this person was, ended up telling us about some resources they have. They put us in a hotel so we weren't separated. They went ahead and gave us clothing vouchers, because what had happened is the fire had spread so bad that there was no turning back from that. Another unfortunate situation to this whole story is my grandmother, who owned the home, did not mention to us that she stopped paying homeowners insurance for years. So the home was never rebuilt. And when the firefighters came, that was one of their questions for us. Do you have homeowners insurance? And I was like young, so I didn't really know. And so if it wasn't for the generosity and the resources that were given to us by the American Red Cross, we would have not been able to stay together as a family for the next week in a hotel and figure out our finances and figure out where we were going and figure out how we were going to have clothing and figure out how we were going to get the things we need. So it's through that disaster services element that I realized that's why my advisor had mentioned the American Red Cross, because I had mentioned I wanted to give back to an organization that had helped me or that I felt passionate about. So that's my story. Very interesting.
Thank you.